Radius.
All in favor of an elliptical type shape, raise your hand. All in favor of the circle? Okay. But we both know that x and y have to be squared, right?
Yes.
Alright, so let's do that. So if I say x squared plus y squared, that's going to equal either 1 or the radius squared, right? Okay, so then x squared would be sine squared plus 3 squared times cosine squared. Wait a minute though. Let me ask you a question. Let's raise our hand now. It's not on the videotape, but when I asked the first time, everybody's hand shot up and said, "Oh yeah, it's definitely a circle."
But you already said it wasn't a circle, and then you said, "Let's look at it as a circle." So I don't understand what's going on.
So it's not a circle? It's an ellipse.
Well, let's take a count again. How many of you guys think it's an ellipse?
Then you said it
How
wasn't
many
a
of you
circle.
guys think it's a circle?
I mean,
Wow.
I just think all the
How many of you guys have
all
no
the
clue as to
answers-
what it is, but
You're
you're
telling me
wondering?
it's a circle.
Okay.
All of the answers are in this format.
I definitely thought an ellipse was.
So it has to be a circle. All the
like a
answers
squish
are in
circle.
this format.
But you said, okay, this is not a circle, so let's look at it as a circle.
Excuse me.
But why, if it wasn't, why?
So what I want you guys to do is I want you to think. I'm purposefully misdirecting you and making you think it's either a circle or an ellipse.
That's
It's a square.
Hey.
Square.
It's a square. No. What do you see up here that looks familiar?
The sine squared and cosine squared, which equals 1.
Excuse me.
Ouch. What?
Doesn't it?
Yes,
It could.
it does.
It does equal 1, right? We said that sine squared of t plus cosine squared of t equals 1.
So what about that 3 squared?
Why is
But
Yeah,
then
that's
doesn't
the-
that just become 9 and isn't
So is it 10?
No.
Sine t.
no, because it's
So how do we proceed from here?
I
So then if okay, hold on. So now what is how would I do that?
Is it a circle or not?
No.
Well, but hold on, I want you guys to use your head. I know the answer, I just want to see if you guys can figure it out on your own.
In a ellipse.
I think the reason it's on the number. Yeah.
Huh? Well, I guess my question to you is if this was some sort of ellipse, right? And if it was some sort of ellipse, then we all agree that this should equal 1 somehow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep hitting the wrong thing.
What is he doing?
I'm trying to erase that. Okay? So this should equal 1. Now how do I make it equal 1?
By writing 1 right there.
And then you.
Well, I'd have to get rid of something. See, when I write it out, I guess what I'm saying is, if I were to write in, like, say, divide it by 9, then what happens with this 3 squared and this 9?
Cancel.
It would cancel out, right?
Yep.
And then, what would this be on the top?
1.
Sine squared plus cosine squared, which would equal what?
1.
1. And,
What?
wait, I'm not done. I'm not quite done.
Okay.
So now what do I have to write here?
9.
9. So this is the relationship. That's a legitimate, true statement. Okay? But if you look on your answers, we don't have anything written like that, do we? No. So I've somehow figured out that the mathematical relationship between these two equations is this, and it's a true statement. We've proven that algebraically.
Correct.
How did you know to divide the 9 there? Because it was to cancel.
Well, it's a good question. The question was, how did I know to divide this by 9? Because I know this relationship is true. I just got to get rid of this 3 squared somehow. So how do I get rid of the 3 squared? Well, 3 squared is 9. If I take 9 divided by 9, I get this. So, does that make sense? Okay, so now, I don't have an answer like this in the book. Or, I mean, listed as one of the options.
So let's
There's no fractions. So how do I get rid of the fraction?
Multiply by
Multiply everything by 9, and I will get 9x squared plus y equals, or y squared equals,
9.
is that one of our options?
Why, yes.
Is that the correct answer?
Yes.
Did you guys figure that out on your own?
Yes. I did.
Well, sort of. There was
I
some
told
nudging,
you.
but that's okay. How could I verify that?
Oh.
Oh.
How could you verify it?
Ask
Oh,
Kevin.
there's
Kevin
so
won't
many
answer you on the
ways.
final.
Graph
it.
Graph it. So now what I want to do is I want to come in here and I want to go to mode, and I'm going to come down and change it to parametric. You guys pay attention. While I'm doing this, you guys should have your calculators out because you'll see it's a lot easier to figure out the answer.
Why did you
Figure out
change it
the
to
answer.
parametric?
Go to mode and slide down there.
Go to parametric.
All right, now when I go to y equals, I get x. What was it? Sine of t?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sine of t, and then 3 sine of t?
Cosine.
Cosine of t. Yeah, I'm sorry.
There's the T. Just kidding.
Graph it. Oh, I gotta turn off this plot thing.
Oh, it's an ellipse. Look at that. Oh my god.
It's an ellipse. That was Audrey. I was like, where did that voice come from?
Now, the major axis is in the y or x direction.
Why?
Y direction. So if I come back here and I look at this, where is my major axis? Here,
Why?
in the y direction.